At least we get to drink bourbon now.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another week of Big League Bourbon. I'm back. Took a short week off because last week I was picking up Shane. So, and once again, I forgot to hit the button over here. So, you can all make fun of me later. I'm a little rusty on this after a couple weeks off. So, 300 subscribers. Amazing that we got to that level after where we started. So, from last week's stream, we do have a giveaway from Whiskey Proof that donated a bottle of rare breed rye. We'll give that away here in a little bit after I introduce our guest who is already here. And I got to say thank you to Ross. Ross, you were one of my first guests who has ever been on time or not had technical difficulty. So big thank you to you for taking the time to come on, man. So you
appreciate you having me.
Yeah, dude, you're crushing it, which I already expected once I found out that you know Randy the Bull.
I know Randy the Bull.
Dude, small world, seriously. Randy the Bull is quickly becoming a legend and unbelievable. I'll tell that story in a little bit. Of
the Chug Champion. He is the Chug Champion.
Yes, the Chug Champion. That is for sure. So we got a couple people in here, right? Bourbon coming on over. Hey, Bourbon. Sherry's in here. Hey, Sherry. Slapshot. John T. And Mr. Long himself has made it here. You know, last week, I was still waiting for you in the parking lot at the airport, man. So glad you showed up. Great to see you, buddy. So this week we got Ross Wolf. Ross played in the big leagues. He pitched for quite a few teams, and you were drafted by the Marlins, correct?
That is correct, but I was a draft and follow. This is back in kind of your day, Chris, by the Montreal Expos.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Montreal Expos. Yeah, some of my former teammates played in Expos system.
Yeah.
One from down, a couple from down in your area, actually, where you're from. You went to Wabash Community College, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I played against you guys in fall ball for college because I went to University of Evansville. So you guys always came over.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with it. Used to drive through your hometown all the way going down to school all the time. So definitely knew where you were from. It's just crazy how it all ties together in the end here. And we end up where we are. And like you were talking about early before we got on the stream, it was probably like 4 months ago or something. I came across those Four Roses barrel selects, and good old Eric Berger, love the Berg, hooked me up with your name and said, this guy's definitely looking for one of these. And that's how me and you got in touch the first time.
Small world, man. See what bourbon does? Bourbon just brings you together.
It's crazy. Baseball and bourbon, man. That's what the whole show's about. And it's the truth. It does bring it all back together. You know, I would have never thought that in a million years, you know. I grew up with a family owning the bar. That was cool, you know, so I know the bar scene, know the baseball scene, but to think that I would actually tie it together at one point in my life, no way. But
same boat. I'm in the same boat.
It's awesome. I love it. So what can I say? But yeah, how is that Four Roses? You digging it?
That is one of the best pours I've had. I almost had to lock it away. I don't even know if I can get another one, but actually I do say the Berg came up clutch again, and I haven't got it yet. I can't remember what recipe it was. I'll have to text him this week, but that is by far one of the best pours that we do blind that everyone picks out. It's either, if we do a 8 pour blind, it's always in the top 2, no matter what.
Yeah, dude, it's unbelievably tasty. And for people that get into the whole tier thing, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 through 6, I'm going to be honest, man. other than the vanity of tier 5 and tier 6, I think the lower tiers and the lower over 100 proof, but that 102 to 110 proof on those makes those private
Boom
recipes absolute hitters.
And you know what? You hit the nail on the head. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and I bet I have 4 bottles of Four Roses single barrel, and I do have some that's like tier 6, and I have some that's tier 2, and the tier 6, man, it's not that good, and then start getting lower in the tiers, like the 2, man. I mean, it's up there. I mean, I'm a Four Roses guy too. I love Four Roses.
So that one that you said Berg hooked you up with, is that the one from like maybe a week or 2 weeks ago?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So you're going to be getting, let me see, because I got one of those too.
Oh, isn't Berg the man? I hope he's listening. Berg's the man.
These were coming out of Minnesota.
Yeah, I can't remember. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if it's that one or not. You know what? I didn't even see the side of that label. I think I just saw the front.
Yeah. It's a tier 5 OESF.
Okay.
So a 10-year OESF. Matt Myers. Matt Myers is the guy from the baseball group that nailed these up in Minnesota. So I'm guessing if it was Berg, he told you about these when they came out. So
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Man, have you tried it?
That one yet? So I just got mine last Friday, but last Friday was the same. Well, maybe Thursday. Thursday I got it. But last week, that's when we got our stuff in for story time. So we might have been kind of crushing on one of those story time bottles. I don't know what happened to it. And I mean, people that
I got to get me one of those.
Yeah, I don't kill bottles, but I have a killed bottle. I mean, there's a little bitty swig in there, just a little bitty in that one. But
I bet it's still good though.
I'm telling you, man,
that
bottle is an absolute smasher. Oh, so good on so many different levels.
I gotta get me one.
Yeah. I will take in, let you know all about that, how to do that. We'll talk about it after this. But for anybody interested, you can sign up to join the club at storytimedistillery.com. Join one of our tiers, and that gets you access to make purchases to all of our picks that come out. So there's a little fun secret to that. So Shane Long's in here, and I warned you of this one already. Shane Long's going to kick it off. We don't have a lot of people in here, so we'll get the embarrassing questions out of the way early. He's asking, lingerie, man. What lingerie did you wear under the uniform, if any?
Oh, man. I never did the lingerie. I've had teammates that did. I did wear some lingerie for rookie dress up with the Marlins for a road trip. Nice. It was like a pink. It was like one of them pink, sexy. I don't know what you call them, but it had the stirrups.
A little like Teddy or Nick J there.
Yeah. But I never wore it underneath the uniform.
Right on.
For some reason, I didn't feel like I needed to.
Right. You never had one of those Nuke Lelouch moments, which is
exactly
quite all right. And Shane says, "I knew it." He knew he was going to get at some point in time. Now I got to ask, you were with the Marlins. We're all from Illinois. You're from Illinois. I'm from Illinois. Did you ever get sent over to get coffee when you were a rookie when you played against the Cubs?
No, I did not.
You got out of that one.
I got out of that one, and I will cheers to that because I've heard the horror stories, but I've never did have to do that. For some reason, I don't know how I got out of it.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't.
Every year, man, we see some interesting outfits trolling across the street there to the Starbucks from Wrigley Field. It's
if
unbelievable
whoever
guys wear across the street. There's no hazing.
Oh, dude,
not at all.
And if you're listening, you have to experience Wrigley Field. It's a bucket list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. A lot's changed in the game over the years. We see a lot more of the modern parks and things like that. Wrigley's an animal of its own. Fenway's still an animal of its own, but I don't know.
I agree.
There's something about Wrigley in that neighborhood, good people, good times. You got the rooftops all around, not just, Fenway's got the top of the monster, but Wrigley's got the rooftops.
I agree.
Man, it's just something else. Definitely.
I agree. Even though I grew up a Cardinal fan,
That's
after we play, it's like
right.
you don't have a favorite anymore. You just
yeah, I get asked that question all the time. Who's your favorite team?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have one.
If I have to pick one, it'd be, the team that signed my paycheck.
Right.
I can throw that out there, but I don't follow everything that goes on. It's not my team. Like today I'm wearing an Atlanta hat because I lost a bet with my cousin. I wear the Brewers stuff because I live right on the state line of Illinois and Wisconsin. So I rock the Brewers hat during the playoffs, and
right on that. Hey,
we're the other's team, and she grew up an Atlanta fan, so there's the Atlanta hat for today.
And those are my favorite Atlanta hats, by the way.
Yeah, dude, these are great. Taking the A back to the old late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, those are badass. I like those.
Before it was popular, like
it
is now.
Yeah.
Good old times. So we got a couple more guys in here. Bobby from Bourbon Battalion, also one of the story time big wigs and Whiskey Samurai in the house. What is going on?
Nice.
Down in Tennessee, Samurai. So you said you grew up a Cardinals fan, so I got to ask about this. Mike Schilt takes the team to 3 playoffs in a row, and just went on the longest winning streak ever for a Cardinals team with 17 in a row.
Man, Chris, you know this better than us. I mean, it had to be something political, something in the clubhouse wasn't gelling. That's what it comes down to. And I'm going to be very disappointed if they get rid of Mike Maddox. He was my pitching coach with the Rangers, by far the most intelligent pitching coach out there for any, pregame scouting reports. I mean, hitters report. He'll break it down. But Schlitt, how do you get rid of that guy? How?
I don't know. What I read today was Molzeniak came out and said that there was a difference of opinion that arose in the last week and a half between Schilt and the front office.
So it's political then. That sucks. He's going to find a good job. I mean,
he should,
like you said, he had 17-game win streak.
Yeah,
that pretty much got him into the playoffs.
To wrap up the season.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a run, taking a hot team into the playoffs when they were down a couple starting pitchers.
It just makes you think if some of the players weren't happy with him at some point, because Schlitt seems like a guy who will hold players accountable now, which I love. I love that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think some of that comes from him not playing in the minors and not playing in the big leagues and coming in and just having a no nonsense. You need to perform to have your spot. I mean, there were a couple guys who have had great years in the past. Paul DeJong had great years and wasn't starting, It's just one of those things. Got to perform.
It does. And what sucks is, I don't know if the Cardinals fans are mad, but you have got to be kind of scratching your head right now and being like, man, what are we going to – I mean, well, honestly, what – so someone in that clubhouse have to say something to the front office and then just escalate it from there, because we all know, and you've been there, it's very a tuck-knit group in that clubhouse. I mean, so Molina's going on his farewell tour next year, probably Wainwright too.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what their plan is or what happens? I mean, We won't know.
No,
We won't know.
No, it's hard. They've got some definite talent there. They got a chance to make one last big run with that group, with Molina, Wainwright.
I agree.
Goldschmidt's at the end of his contract. I'm not sure about that, but I know he's getting close. You brought in Arenado so you could make these runs. And now we're going to clean house when we made the playoffs 3 years in a row. It's hard to take.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of fishy to me. But maybe more details will come out as time goes on. Who knows?
I agree. I can see him being a front runner right now to take that Padres job, though.
I agree. I really do. Or Ron Washington. Ron Washington's in that mix too.
Yeah, Ron's out there too. I've heard his name being dropped on that Padres job. There's some definite guys that can toe the line and straighten up that clubhouse there and take the talent with that team and go for a run from start to finish.
And the talent on the Padres team, damn it, they're good.
They are. So what's in the glass tonight? What are you having?
I got a couple bottles over, but what's in my glass right now is one of my favorites. It's okay. I don't know how hard it is to find anywhere else, but E.H. Taylor Small Batch. And you can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't go wrong. If you can grab that at MSRP, $39.99.
Yes.
That's a hell of a deal for $39.99. You cannot go wrong if you come across it.
You can't. This is for the poor and for the price. I would not pay $60 for it. No shot.
Nope.
What's in your glass? Cheers, by the way.
Cheers to you as well. I have a Russell's Reserve store pick. So
that's one of mine sitting over here.
Yeah. Another one you can't go wrong. I've never had a bad one.
Actually, I think this is in your area, isn't it? Smith. It's Smith and the Loyalist. I think it's up by Chicago-ish area. I don't know if you can see it.
I don't know. I haven't come across that one before. Mine's actually a Woodman's pick. So
okay. You can't go wrong with a Russell's pick.
No, I haven't had one that was bad yet. I
haven't either.
think I'll ever run into one that's bad. So, you can't go wrong. Hey, Top Shelf Dustin in the house. Dustin, all we want to know. You said you had the points. Did you get the King of Kentucky? And did you get 2? I'm still curious. You said you thought you had enough to get them in the allocated point lottery or whatever. Did you get it?
It got dropped down here. This week. I didn't get it though.
I've never seen one up in the north area here ever.
I've never seen one, but the store owner that I'll usually go to, he got one in. He sent me a picture of it today. Just man.
Oh, Dustin says the King hasn't come yet. Well, I think you're okay. They'll show up sooner or later. If we're starting to see them in Illinois, of all plaplaces, you got to be seeing them in Cincinnati. Got to be seeing them soon. So I'm going to ask you this. This is always a fun question when we talk about bourbon. What was the first pour that got you into this, hobby / bad habit, if you ask the wives?
Expensive habit. I sipped around with it with one of my pitching coaches in AAA, Brad Holman. He was a big bourbon connoisseur / cigar guy. Well, I was one of the oldest guys on the team at the end of my career, and we would always enjoy a pour of. He loved Eagle Rare.
Yeah, and
I've never had. Honestly, I never had bourbon until like 2014. But I've had, we all do the shots in the bar.
Oh yeah.
But when you sip on it, and you taste two or three different ones, you're like, whoa, I didn't think it was that notey and just blows up your mouth. And then as you get into it, that was my first pour, to answer your question, Eagle Rare. But later in life, my dad really introduced me into bourbon. His collection, I should say, is out of this world.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know how many bottles you have behind you. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I think he's in the 200 bottle selection, I think. So,
No.
and he lives right next door to me. So I just
You
mosey
just
on
go
over there
over
on
and grab a pour, grab a
oh,
bottle, sneak off.
yeah, yeah. And that's the beauty of bourbon. We reminisce a lot on baseball. We watch baseball on TV. We talk about what we would have been saying in the bullpen, but like we talked about at the beginning of your show, the beauty of bourbon, how you enjoy it with friends. The
Mm-hmm.
stories behind it. Even the
Yeah.
history of each barrel.
Yeah, 100%. And like you were asking about story time earlier, that's right where it is with our tagline. The best stories are shared with friends. It's truth, man.
Exactly.
Grab a bottle, have a couple guys over, sit around the campfire, watch a game, get together as a group. It's a great time. And you don't even have to know anybody. By the end of the night, a bunch of stories. You got some good memories and great times, man. That's
You
what
said
bourbon
it.
and whiskey does, man. It brings
Yep.
people together. It ties us all together, just like we know with Berg getting us together, and then the bull come in to make it full circle, which is absolutely crazy.
Oh,
The bull,
that
dropping
bull.
chugs with the bull.
Man.
I'm gonna have to get the bull on here for a chug one of these times. I know he's working.
Oh, as long as you have Whaler 107, he'll do it.
Yeah, yep. Today he actually chugged down some rare breed for a turkey.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was hitting that. Cheech in the house, the ultimate wrench. What's going on, brother? See you sneaking in here. Aiden's in here representing Minneapolis. We were there last week. We missed you,
Nice.
Aiden. Things ran a little long, didn't get to see you, but one of these days I'm going to get back up there. So meet you and hang out, buddy. Promise on that one. So, man, all kinds of crazy stuff. So what's your daily go-to pour these days?
Oh, daily. Oh, we just talked about it. I would have to say Four Roses single barrel. It's right at that price point, in the $40-$50 range. But man, I tell you what, you got to look for that low tier.
Yeah, that's where it's at. Shane coming in after the bull, he can do that. They grew up together. Oh, Shane.
Hey, but the bull does his like at what is that, about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning?
7 in the morning, yeah. When he's getting off work, I'll get the message. I'll check it. I'm like, damn, dude, crushing.
He's an animal. He's an animal.
For sure, man. He is an animal, dude. Love it. So that's your go-to. So we talked about some other things. You mentioned the Canyon, Kentucky. What is the one bourbon that is your unicorn?
Oh man. I was fortunate enough to find one last year. Well, actually I won one in a lottery. Like I said, I'm a big E.H. Taylor guy, and I love their barrel proof. So Narab down here at A1 was having a huge lottery, and every store pick you bought, or every bottle you bought for a store pick, you got your name put in a raffle.
Nice.
Well, last year I got in trouble by the wife, but I actually got 9th overall, and I had all these bottles that were just sitting there, and I just thought to myself, if I can just get a barrel proof E.H. Taylor, and he said it's still available, I said I want it. At retail, and it was just but I haven't cracked it yet.
So
I haven't cracked it.
What bottles went in front of that? What 8 bottles crushed that?
Well, all the Pappies
or what? Yeah.
All the Pappies. I think the Old Forester birthday went.
Okay.
Gosh, what else was there? Man, he had all kinds of good bottles. I mean, all kinds of good bottles. I almost pulled the trigger on the Old Forester birthday. Actually, I know what? I think the birthday went right after me. But I couldn't pass up the barrel proof. I've never owned one. I've tasted them at bars. Man, I got the one. I think the one The batch is it 133 proof? It's
Okay.
been so long. It's been so long. Like I said, I haven't even cracked it. If we all get together, I'm saving it for a special occasion. We all get together, I will crack it.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's one of mine too. I got the batch 10, the newest one out.
Yep.
When we were out making one of our picks, the guys picked that up and presented me with it, and we all shared pours with it. Once again, making those stories, man. I'm telling you, the newest one is by far the best one.
That's what I've heard.
Some of the other ones have some really crazy nuances to them that are totally different from other ones. This one just feels like the complete package. Once again, 127 proof, one of the lowest proofs that's ever come out for that one. And it just tied it all together. I have a batch 9 over here I haven't cracked open yet. That'll get done. But that, once again, just like you, that's going to be one of those special things. Because that's my unicorn go-to. So I'm right there with you on that.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
We agree on something.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We gotta agree, right?
I'm just kidding.
No, you're all good. You're all good. So that being said, I know your store rips off some amazing store picks as well. I've heard from the Bull. I've heard from other people down in that area. So what's the best store pick you've ever had out of there?
Man. I'm looking at him right now. His Russell's pick last year. I had 2 bottles of it, and I think I finished one in probably a month and a half. Well, I cracked it. I cracked the other one right at January, and it's half gone. And I thought I was going to get another one, but I couldn't. So it's been sitting there half full, probably since February. And that's probably one of his best picks he's had. And he's had some other good picks too. I thought his Old Forester single barrel pick was really good.
Okay.
He's actually getting a. That's one of my other favorites, Wilderness Trail. He's actually getting 2 Wilderness Trail picks coming in. I can't remember what they were. I don't know if one's a 6-year. I can't remember what else he said, but he's got a lot of picks coming in. And I know the Heaven Hill thing, the Heaven Hill strike. He's got a barrel proof pick coming. He's got another Elijah Craig pick coming. Nice. I think he's got about 8 more coming in. But yeah, he's got a pretty good selection. Yeah, and we're very lucky because there's another liquor store that just they didn't add on. They just built a brand new, I want to say a 15,000 square foot new liquor store. It's almost like a mini Benny's in Effingham. So we have 3.
Nice. All on the main strip?
No. Actually, the new Top Shelf is, but Narab's new one has a restaurant. It's huge. It's very big. And he's got a place to drink bourbon called the Bourbon Dock.
Okay. Nice.
Next time you're down this way, we'll have to
get down that way, man. I'll have to get down that way and check it out. It's been a hot minute since I've been through the Effingham. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
I'll have to do that. Sounds.
Come on down.
Hell yeah. We can have some fun.
Oh yeah. We get the bull involved too.
Yeah. There you go. Oh man, those Wilderness Trail picks are really good though too that you were talking about.
One of the best.
So I'm gonna flip the switch on you, man. I'm gonna go full baseball on you. So we'll get back to the bourbon and the fun. Maybe some of these guys will come out of their shell and start asking some questions like they normally do. I know there's a couple other.
Are they scared? Are they scared?
They might be. I don't know. I mean, Shane came out of the box with a lingerie story, and you've had the best one yet so far. So I'm waiting. Hopefully.
Maybe they're baseball guys. Maybe they're baseball guys. Maybe they're baseball guys. Maybe when you start asking some baseball questions, they'll. We might. Maybe they'll lighten up a little bit.
Might see that. So, from high school, you had the draft and follow, right? Was that in high school or was that your first year of college?
That was in high school.
Okay.
Quick little pit. I mean, I know you're from Illinois. My
Yep.
senior year, we were Class A state champs.
Okay.
Um, we beat a team up your way called Monmouth,
Okay. Yep.
and their mascot's the Zippers.
Yes.
Monmouth Zippers. Yep. And then
Oh,
that same
man.
year was Montreal Expos, 47th round.
Okay. Right on. Right on. So from there, you did the draft and follow, but you took off. You went to Wabash Community College,
Right.
which I just had a player that I know really well, and I've coached other members of his family. He actually just went there. He's a freshman there this year, walking in as them being the number one team in the nation. So
They've come a
that
long.
tradition.
We were actually really good when we played.
Mm-hmm.
There was just other teams that were really good, but he's taken that program to a whole new level. I will have to say he's. Well, I think was it 3 years ago they went to the JUCO World Series. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, well, I believe they were there. They were a game away this last year. They were like
Yes.
52-3, and loss number
Yep.
3 was 50 games after a 50-game win streak, which cost them
Yep.
from going to the World Series, which
Yep.
is unbelievable. You know, we talked about the Cardinals' 17-game win streak. Those guys went
Yeah,
on a
50.
50-game win streak. Unbelievable.
He's in good hand. He's in a good place down there. He really is.
Yeah. Well, that explains it. I see Cheech over here saying that there's 8 streams going on right now. I remember when I started on Thursday nights at this time. That was it. Now there's 8. This community is growing and growing and growing. It's unbelievable. So I'm thankful for everybody that shows up here. Thanks, guys. So that being said, you went there. So you did 1 season there, or did you play 2 seasons before you left?
I played there for 1 season.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was the toughest decision I think I had to make.
Right.
That was the year. That was the messed up year where when I first signed with the Marlins is when the Expos left Montreal and they went to Florida. So when I signed, a lot of the players went to Florida. So they called it this team Marpos. So it was Montreal. Well, it was the Marlins and the Expos. So they called them the
Right.
Marpos.
Okay. So there's some history. That's some good shit right there, man. That's absolutely good. It
Makes you feel old though.
Yeah. Well, none of us are getting any younger, man. I just hope we all continue to age just as well as bourbon.
Man, you said it, brother. I'll drink to that right there.
Oh, yeah. Cheers to you on that one.
And my birthday's Monday, and I'll be 39. And I don't know about you, but it seems like yesterday that you just quit playing. Like,
Man.
I mean, it seems like, okay, I got to count up the years, man. You're like, oh man, it's been 6 years, or like 7 or 8. It's like, where'd the time go?
Oh, 100%. You still have the dreams? You still have the
You
dreams
know,
on the mound, figuring it out?
It's crazy. I don't know about you, but I still have, dreams, like legit dreams while you're sleeping, where you get called in, you get released, or you feel like you're back in the clubhouse. I still have those, yes, but in the real world, it's tough with 3 kids. Like I got 2 boys, and it's just like, man, the way travel ball is. I'm gonna like 360 this. It's like travel ball is gone to a whole new level since we were kids, and it's just
I ran a program. I ran one program and then transitioned over when the facility I was working out of closed up, because the guy that actually ran that facility, his son had graduated high school, so he was leaving to go back to coach professional basketball. So that closed up. So I went and started a new program, a boys program at another facility, and ran that for 4 or 5 years. So I'll tell you what, man, the transition, or just watching it grow from when I first started with my first group to where it got to when I got out of it 3 years ago. to where it is now, it's unbelievable. I mean,
Right.
it's grown
It
so
is.
much. It went from, you were playing on weekends to full week tournaments to national rankings to Midwest rankings, Texas only rankings, all playing into some of these huge
Hey,
national tournaments. And, we're looking, I remember Time Magazine wrote an article about travel sports turned into $1 billion industry. And that was just travel overall
I
with
remember that. Yep.
volleyball and soccer and everything. Baseball is over $1 billion alone now.
Yes.
We have
The
major companies like Sports Illustrated coming in, and Time Magazine actually did the same thing. Came in and started buying some of these huge tournament companies.
Yep. Yep.
Starting to buy all the apps that were running the tournaments and everything else, and it's become big business. It went from locally owned, or guys that my former college coach actually still does own one of the larger tournament deals in Illinois, Diamond Sports Promotions, I believe is what it is, that runs a lot of.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so they do stuff at like Illinois State, run the huge
Yep.
Illinois State tournament. They do stuff out at NIU. They do stuff all over the state. But you did see guys like that doing it. But now a lot of those places are getting bought out because it is just straight up big money, and it's insane.
It is. It is, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, we both been in it, and the guys that been in it, you see it, and you go back to your childhood, and you're like, man, I don't remember playing that many games. Or you'll be like, man, I don't remember traveling 4 hours to play in a tournament for the weekend. It was strictly like sandlot baseball. I don't know about you, but it was like
dude,
it was like.
I have one of my jerseys from when I started. It's the old green and yellow Oakland A's jerseys from one of my first years, and on the back of it says White Elephant Bar and Grill.
That's awesome.
I didn't have a number. I had White Elephant Bar and Grill on the back of my jersey.
And see, that's something you can share with a lot of people, that you still have that, and you're very lucky to have that. And it's a very unique way how things developed, like you said. But I'm sorry it changed the whole 360 script, man. I tell you what,
you're right on. You're right on.
Illinois
about.
Illinois has one of the largest tournaments ever. I think is it in Peoria or Spring? Louisville holds it.
Yeah.
I know. And Louisville bats.
That's in Peoria at that new Louisville Slugger complex in Peoria.
Yeah. Man, I mean, there's teams that fly in to play in these tournaments, and it's like, man, I just can't do that. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm just not a fan of. I'm low key fundamentals. Give me everything you got. I'll teach you everything I got. Like I said, I just took over our travel ball team last year.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. I told my wife I would never, ever be involved with coaching. Well, you sit in the outfield and you watch this.
I went down the same road.
And it's just like, and she's like, you're too grown up for this. You're gonna sneak a flask of little bourbon in and sit in the outfield and watch your son play? Well, yes, I am, because that's what well, you sit there and you watch it and you're like, oh my gosh, how much more can I take? So all the parents came and asked me. I live in a small town.
Right.
So all the parents came and asked me. I took a deep breath and I said, fine, I'll do it. But I said, I'm going to hold your kids accountable. There's no accountability here. They think they can do what they want, play where they want. I said, you're going to have to earn it with me. I said, I'm going to teach you everything that I've learned. Well, this team that I took over, long story short, it's kind of funny because these kids worked their butt off, and it was a good winter. And they've only won 3 games in 3 years.
Okay.
Well, they went 22-10 this year, and they beat a lot of good teams. All they needed was pushed and taught the right way, and you've been there. And a lot of these kids ain't coached the right way.
Right. Yeah, I know about that. I have a story that's similar to that. it's towards the end of my travel ball. I was pretty much at the end of it. It would have been like one of the last years that I did it. I had a younger team for travel ball, but I took over a high school team because a couple of my former players were there. Their coach moved right before the season started.
That would be fun.
The athletic director called me every single day, twice a day. Hey, just checking in. Have you thought about this? And it was in a public school, what would be considered one of the quote unquote inner city schools here for Rockford, Illinois.
Oh, nice. Yep.
So like literally got there, had a negative budget. The field was a wreck. Like it was kind of, unfortunately the coach left the field and everything kind of in a bad shape, and the state of the program money wise. I got that corrected in the first year. I brought in a bunch of guys that were from the area that I had known from during or after I was playing. So the coaching staff from top to bottom, it was the first time we had a coaching staff in this area that had all either played college baseball and played from the local area. Everybody was an all-conference player before, but played in college and played minor league baseball or some form of non-affiliated or affiliated minor league baseball. So we just built the culture around it and got the guys into taking care of the field and having responsibilities and your daily charts of what you were doing. They knew what they were doing every day. We started the Facebook page where everybody knew what practice was every day, what we were going to do. So they knew what was up. Lineups were up early in the morning, so everybody knew what was going on. And we just built that culture from top to bottom to where I never had to ask guys to come in. I had guys calling me going, "Hey coach, we've got rain. I have like fourth and fifth period off for study hall. My teacher will let me go up there and start working on the field. Is that good? Yes, go."
Yeah.
And they all bought in. And my first year there, the year before I got there, they had only had 2 wins. So
please tell me.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
That group that I took, our first year, we had 9 wins. The next year we jumped up to 18. Then we went 21. And then the last season, it was their senior years. We went 25-3. We won the first conference title for that school in any sport in 21 years. And it was the first time they'd won a baseball conference title in 22 years.
Gee whiz.
2 of our 3 losses were to the state championship team, and we lost by 1 run both times. We lost to
what team was that?
It was Huntley, Illinois.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, we lost to them in the 3rd game of the season and then the last game of the season. But
wow.
That's
why you do what you do.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think about it. I mean, it was a great group of kids. I knew a lot of those kids from the time they were like 11 years old up until they went all the way through high school. Took them all the way through high school. They're graduating college now.
Jeez.
A couple of them.
But you made
like 2 of them have kids now. It's crazy, But like
you made men out of them. That's what you did.
Yeah, we'll be out. Like I've run into them at the store. Like I ran into one kid at Costco that I coached probably 10, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. 7 years ago, he's there with his fiance. They ran into us and he stopped. He brought her over and he's like, "I need you to meet this man. This man was the greatest coach I ever had and taught me so much about life more than sports."
Right there. That's what it's all about.
That's why I am where I am today and why we're here. And I'm just sitting there like, and it was a proud moment because I had my 5-year-old twins with me.
Hey,
my wife, and they're just looking at me like, "Oh, wow, they've never met this kid." And they're like, "Holy shit." So, dude, that is what
hell yes, man.
And you've got those young kids at that age. You're gonna have those same moments, man. It's crazy. I run into these kids. They hit me up on Facebook, and Instagram or wherever, telling me how they're doing, what's going on. It's great, man, especially when you're in it for the right reasons. And you're there, to teach life moments and life lessons just as much as you are to teach them how to play the game and be responsible. That's what it's all about, man.
Man, hey, I'm drinking it. Hey, that was an awesome story. That's something I got to look forward to.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's coming. Trust me. It's there.
But I don't know about owning a distillery after that. But But hey, the first part,
Yeah. After dealing with travel ball long enough, you're going to want to switch to something, but you're going to want a big challenge because you just went through it. Trust me.
But you know what you're doing.
Shout outs here. There's a bunch of people coming on in, so we must see a couple of the other shows get over. We got Richie Z in the house. We got Whiskey Eyes, Leon and Trisha. Hey, what's going on? 21090s in here. We got Whiskey Proof. Hey, man. We're going to do that giveaway here a little bit from the stream 2 weeks ago when I crossed that 300 mark. Whiskey Proof was so gracious to take and donate a bottle of Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye. So I have the randomizer of all the names of everybody that was in that. So in about another 5 minutes, we'll take and do that. See if a couple more people trickle in here. And I will give away that first giveaway, man. Bourbon Baller sneaking in the house here. Mr. Great Shot as
Bourbon Baller. Man. That's a hell of a name.
Hell yeah. We got some great names up in here. Some great names in the whiskey community. Some even better people. You can't go wrong with all these guys. So what do we got here? There's some crazy stuff going on over in the chat here. Don't want to miss them. Hey, Mr. Great Shot.
Don't miss those.
Thank you for supporting me in this channel over here. Make sure you guys go hit up Whiskey Proof. It's at whiskey_proof_ over on Instagram. Give that guy a subscribe and follow. He donated a bottle to my stream. I love it. I'm over on the Instagram as well, about to hit 1,000 people over there. I am 20 people away there. Absolutely insane how quick this has grown in under a year. Of doing the live streams, doing the Instagram. Blows my mind. Like I said, in 5 minutes, we'll do that giveaway. We get a few more people in here. I pinned a giveaway up in the top corner. If anybody feels like getting in one, doing a couple sample packs. One would be a story time sample pack of all 4 bottles we've selected at this point. And a fun hitter pack, which would be a sample of Russell's 13, an E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Batch 10, a Starlight Cigar Batch, and what else did I say? I gotta look myself, man. I forget these things.
Hey, shit happens, man.
So, some good stuff, some definite hitters there,
That's awesome shit right there.
Hell yeah. And look at that. We got one person on the board right now jumping in on those fun giveaways. So next question.
I would be too.
Yeah. You got yourself all involved in the travel ball. What age? What age are you doing?
I started at 11.
Okay.
I'm just going to follow them up. So we're at 12 now.
Okay. Right on.
It's
Dude,
a good age. It's a good
those
age.
Are great ages. Great ages. They buy in. They want to have fun and they still want to learn.
I agree.
That's absolutely awesome. That is where it's at, man. Like I said, that's where I started with some of these guys that ended up on that high school team. And it was a riot watching them grow and watching them progress. You'll get to see the early bloomers. You'll see the late bloomers take over. It's a ride, man, if you stick with them through all the way in. With you have son or sons on the team?
I have one son.
One
son on the team.
Yeah. So you'll get to see them all the way through once they go to high school, or if you're still doing the travel ball and all that. So you'll get to see the whole evolution of what happens. That's awesome.
I can't wait. I'm glad you told me that story.
Dude, it's going to be a blast. Just trust me. I'll tell you this. Do not let your parents fall into the scouted.
Oh, man.
The Scouted Perfect
Yeah.
Game Tournament. I had parents fall into that one. That was my last group that I ran. They were going to be freshmen in high school. It's 8th grade. We beat a couple of the top teams in the country, and it was awesome. But my parents wanted to go to this tournament that was hosted by Perfect Game, and it was a scouted tournament, which was just like one of their regionals to try to gain points to get into the Super 25 in your region to then go to the big one.
Yep.
I tried to explain that. They were enamored by the name. $2,000. $2,000 for 4-game guarantee.
A team?
We played on Friday night. We played 3 games, and we played an 8 a.m. game on Saturday morning, and we were done. You want to know what the scout was? It was the guy who was running the tournament and making sure all the fields were going. He was using his cell phone cam, and every once in a while he would bust out a pocket radar and hold it in front of the cell phone cam and get the velocity.
Oh my gosh.
He would post it on Twitter. So he would post a clip on Twitter, and that's what they considered a scouted tournament. They didn't have an all tournament team. They didn't have rankings or lists of when anybody did. It was him with a cell phone and a pocket radar posting clips of whatever field he was watching at that time.
Can we cuss on this?
$100 a game.
Can we cuss on this?
Hell yeah, you can.
What the fuck? Come on.
Dude, I'm telling you. Travel baseball. It's like the devil anymore. It's big business. It's not about the kids.
Boy, you said it.
Not anything.
It's
money.
It's money, and it's not about the kids. You man, Chris, I'll tell you what. I'm glad we're not at a bar drinking bourbon. We ain't gonna get nothing accomplished tonight.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Bourbon says, "Fuck no, you can't cuss." Trust me. I had Cody Decker on here about a month ago. If you know him, he's got a couple on.
Cody Decker.
Yeah. So Cody came on here, and the first thing he did is like,
I got to watch that episode.
Yeah. He goes, "Hey, can I swear on here?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you can." He goes, "Oh man, I'm on all this syndicated shit. Shit, fuck, goddamn, fuck it all." So yeah.
Cody,
you can swear up on here. We're not going for monetization. And this is all about having fun and having a good time telling.
I faced Cody a long time.
Yeah, dude, he's a great dude, man. Love that guy.
Yes, he is. Great opponent.
Dude, he is a professional hitter. Definitely a professional hitter. So he goes in, did his job, did his thing, man. Oh,
he was. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're all good. So I'm gonna ask 2 questions. Then we're gonna go do that quick giveaway. Since Whiskey Proof was in here, I want to give him his due, man, because it's awesome for him to donate.
Absolutely.
Live stream and tell people if we got to that 300, he would give that away. So I'm going to start off with a couple of my favorite questions I asked. Who was the best player, major league or minor league, or even college, that you ever played against?
Man. Oh, man. I would say, I would have to say, I'm going to be biased here. I'm going to have to say Derek Jeter.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I've said Derek Jeter. Or you know what? I've also played against one of the greatest, I think. Actually, he's playing tonight, Buster Posey.
Oh yeah. Buster's a dude. Definitely a dude. Any guy that goes from playing shortstop and switches over to becoming a catcher as a professional player.
Oh,
mad props.
Jeez, I couldn't do that. Tell you that.
Yeah, that was an insane transition right there. So now that I says best you played against, who was the best you played with?
Oh, there's several. Should I go in order? There's probably 3. I'll give you my top 3.
Okay.
I would say Adrian Beltre.
Okay.
Miguel Cabrera. And you know what? I'm going to have to throw a pitcher in there. I'm going to throw a pitcher in there. Joe Nathan.
Nice. I've met him before.
Great guy.
Yeah. Wild, crazy dude, man. Absolute wild, crazy dude. You know.
Wow, crazy guy.
Chucking bullets at the end of his career, man. Was like 41, still chucking bullets, talking shit. And
I'm going to have to tell you a quick story before you give this giveaway about him.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure, man. We're just having fun. Go for it.
Okay. Well, when I got called up with the Rangers, of course, he's a closer.
Mm-hmm.
And the closers never came out until, seventh inning?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm pitching a game that they're getting ready to get swept by the A's.
Okay.
And I got called up May 22nd.
Yep.
So I was in big leagues from May 22nd on. And the funny thing was they won every series up to then. Well, long story short, I had a no-hitter going into, I think, the 5th.
Okay.
This is my first big league start ever.
Mm-hmm.
I was converted starter. Well, I had an error behind me, gave up a hit or two, so they bring in the bullpen.
Yep.
So I do my thing. I come out of the game. I go do my arm exercises. Blah blah blah. Well, I come back out, and it's the 8th inning. Well, here comes Joe Nathan. He closes the game out. I'm one of the last ones through the line. He stops me with his
big ass
10-inch hands and just goes, "Hey, have the ball." And it was a special moment because he had no idea who I was and who was starting that day. And we became actually pretty good friends in the bullpen. Well, another long story short, I started another game where he closed his 300th game out.
Oh, no
and
way.
He gave me the ball without even knowing it. And I came up to him after the game and said, "Hey, man, you know what this ball is?" He goes, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll get another one." He goes, "That ball don't mean shit to me." So I still have his 300th save ball that I have authenticated. Still, actually, it's in my safe that I don't think anybody's going to touch. Joe Nathan was the class act of class acts. I mean, he didn't put up with shit.
Nope.
He treated people with respect. You know, he was a competitor. He pushed his teammates. You know, he was running 1 minute freaking pulls at 36. I was like, what the hell, man? This guy's a freak.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't find too many guys in that position that were cemented in a closer role that really exerted themselves.
Man, I tell you what, and you know this, Chris, I'll say this real quick. Closers are so superstitious. I mean, he had to have everything down to a T, and it was just almost comical. But, hey, whatever got the job done, because I'm hoping he's a Hall of Fame closer at one point. At some point in his career, he needs to be.
He should be, man. The length of his career, the things he did. I mean, he put up the numbers. He's a gamer. He was real to the game. He's one of those guys that belongs, man. He really does.
Yep, I agree.
He really does.
But sorry to take up your time. You can give that giveaway up now.
Dude, people are here to hear your stories, not mine. Everybody's here to hear your stories, and they want to know what you know that we don't know. And those are things we don't know, and that's what makes this so special and what makes my show fun.
Well, hey.
You guys sharing your stories with all of us, you know.
You give a giveaway and ask questions. I'm going to have a pour while you do the giveaway.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to run that giveaway thanks to Whiskey Proof. If you guys are not following him over at Instagram, it's at whiskey_proof_. Go give that guy a follow. He was rocking it for me 2 weeks ago, pushing me to get to that 300. Offered up this bottle we're about to give away that is a rare breed rye. So I'm going to take and get that going here. Let's see if we've got it. So I'm going to share my screen here. It's got everybody's name that made comments on that stream, which I said everybody that made a comment would get an entry for whoever wins. Take and email me at bigleaguebourbon@gmail.com with your address and info, and I will get a label to Whiskey Proof, and he will get that bottle off to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the randomizer. I'm going to take this list. I'm going to randomize it 3 times. Whoever is number 1 on the 3rd spin, you are tonight's winner for our 300th subscriber. So
good luck.
I'm going to take and rock this out here. So here goes number 1. That was the first time. We have Women of Whiskey. Go back. We're going to hit it again. Randomize. Number 2. Great shot. So this next one, this will be the winner. This will be the winner of the Rare Breed.
Here we go.
So here we go. A little drum roll. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Winner is
Here we go.
Donald Rance. Oh, man.
Nice.
We got to fight with the Canadian border again, guys. Alex, if you're here, Alex, I'm going to need your help, buddy. I'm going to need you to we're going to need that border run again, buddy. So Donald Rance taking home the 300 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Yoda. He also goes by Yoda. Dude.
Nice.
He is a Scotch guy and knows a lot about the Scotch up in the can.
And that Russell's Rye is a damn good pour.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It don't even taste like a rye.
No, it doesn't. That's
so good.
Is awesome. So congratulations to Donald Rance. Donald, get me your info. I will get together with the Moose Hunter. We will work on circumventing the Mounties to get the hand delivery to your door, buddy. If Donald doesn't show up here, I know we got guys in the stream who can get a hold of Donald and make that happen. So once again, thank you to Whiskey Proof. Make sure you go give him a follow on the Instagram at whiskey_proof_ and show him some love for showing all of us some love. Now, with that one over, I also am throwing one down here. I'm doing 2 different sample packs. You can see across the bottom, scrolling across the screen, we have a story time pack that is going to feature our Driftless Glen picks, as well as the Cat's Eye Distillery picks. And that's sample pack 1. So you get a Kingslayer, some Sexual Chocolate, some Christmas, and some Thanksgiving. I love those names, by the way. And our second pack that I'm going to be giving away as a hitter pack, you get a sample of Russell's 13, the newest E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof 10. You get the Starlight Cigar Batch and a Kelvin Collaboration 3 from 4Gate. So if you want a chance to win one of those packs, just take in Venmo or PayPal me, and we'll select a winner at the end of the show. So don't want to miss out on those.
Come out.
Okay.
That Driftless Glen.
Yes.
I got a quick story about Driftless Glen.
Okay.
You know where their corn comes from?
Effingham.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You knew that.
I did know that. I've had some fun conversations with Justin from Driftless Glen, who's hooked me up with the background of that. But yeah, I did know that. So that is another thing that's
pretty good.
All this craziness together, man.
Small world, man. It's been a small world ever since we've been connected.
It has been. It is so crazy how that has worked, and absolutely glad we got connected in this. So
Same.
Right.
Same.
I'm gonna roll back to some of these good baseball questions here because you were on a roll and we stopped it here. So we talked about the best players you played against. Now I'm going to give you some pitcher questions. As a pitcher, who was the one batter you looked forward to coming up because you absolutely owned them?
Oh, man. There's a few, and no one's going to believe me.
It's all right. Hey, man, I'm going to believe you because I know the guys I own, and it's fun.
I'll give you a guess. He plays for the Mets. He's one of their superstars. Jose Reyes. I absolutely for some reason he could not. He always came up with a runner in scoring position. For some reason, he could not get him. He would always just roll over for a double play. But Jose Reyes, I always look forward to facing him.
So what was
Always.
the pitch, man? You busting that cutter on him?
No, I was a changeup guy.
Okay.
I was a big changeup guy.
Okay.
He couldn't hit the
So
changeup.
little sink on there. What kind of changeup are you throwing? Circle?
I threw like as they say now, a hybrid circle. I threw a circle. I was a sinker. It was weird, Chris. I was a sinker changeup guy. It was weird. I wasn't a sinker slider guy. I was a sinker changeup guy. But I could locate really good.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I had going for me. I could locate, but I wouldn't like these guys now that come out of the bullpen throwing 98 plus. It's like, gosh, dang.
Dude, you still might be. Trust me.
No.
We don't want to get in the gun debate, but you still might be compared to some of this stuff. I have seen some stuff. I've seen stuff at tournaments where guys are out there and like, ooh, 96.
Well, we all know
what 96 look like.
Exactly. I think these guns are juiced, honestly.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It looks good on TV, man. It looks really good.
Oh, it looks great on TV. What else you got?
What else they
got for me?
Dude, who was the one hitter you didn't want to face?
Oh gosh, that's a lot of them.
Well, you come up with that. I'm gonna pour that 4 roses that I got for you, so I can share in that.
You know what? After this, I'm gonna go grab the 4 roses you got for me. Let's see here. Oh gosh, there was always one hitter. I'm having a brain fart. He played for the A's.
Okay.
Oh man, he was a lefty. He owned me, absolutely owned me. I couldn't get him out no matter what. I threw the best pitch ever. I can't remember his name. Man, I'm done. I'm done.
You're done, dude. We gotta.
Hey, no comment. No comment. No comment.
I love it. All right, so we'll give the fun minor league question. What is the best city you played in? It could be a home. It could be a home city. It could be one you visited, one you looked forward to going to. What was the best city you went to?
Man, Chris, that is like the toughest question of any baseball player. I would say, I'm gonna start out being biased. I finished my career playing in Round Rock. I love Round Rock, Texas. On the contrary, I would say / Frisco, Texas. That was my other favorite city. Now to visit, Portland. I would say Portland. Portland was around when you were still playing.
Yeah.
Gosh, what was I loved playing in Nashville. Horseshit stadium, horseshit facilities, horseshit clubhouse. But the city.
Yeah. Oh. I remember Nashville all too well and going up there thinking it was going to be amazing. It was part of the pirate system then. I'm like, dude, it's AAA. It's got to be so amazing.
No.
And I got into the clubhouse and we all had to turn sideways and circle back to this like piss or puke yellow institutionalized color locker room that had paint peeling and ripped up carpet, and nasty ass showers.
How is this
AAA?
How about the
guys
spread
here
table?
making like $3,000 to $6,000 a month, and it's just awful.
Exactly. How about the spread table was literally 12 inches, a foot from someone's ass cheeks bending over to dry off at their locker.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
What the heck?
Dude, it was bad. It was bad.
But I tell you what though, Chris, Thursday nights. Ooh.
That's where it was at.
That's where it was at. Dollar beer nights, Thursday nights. Ooh.
For Nashville, man, that's a big city. That's a score. That's absolutely a score at that point.
Hey, what's the old saying? Ashley Schaefer BMW. Woof, woof.
Yeah, I remember A-Ball, man. A-Ball quarter beer night at a different bar.
Yes, you're right. Yep.
Which was awesome in its own right. I loved and appreciated that. And as you go up the line, you get to better cities. The price of beer goes up every night. But for you to actually hit up Nashville and score dollar beer night, yeah, that'd be a good stop, man. That would be a good stop.
It was a good stop.
Good city, good things going on, man.
Portland too.
Right. So, what is the worst city in the minor leagues you played in?
Fresno, by far.
You were not.
No questions asked. Fresno. I hated. Actually, my career ended in Fresno. I hated it from the time I got to AAA and experienced Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, okay, I think it was 2009 was the first year in AAA. Hated it. Well, I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. Well, it ended my career. Isn't that some shit? It ended my career on the mound. I hate Fresno.
There are those places, man. So what was the worst thing about Fresno?
Oh, everything. The hotel, the city. The ballpark wasn't bad, but everything. We tried to make it good. You couldn't.
Right.
And you know what the crazy thing is? I've never won, and I hope you have. I've never won a ring. I've never won a minor league ring. Well, that was the best chance I had my last year playing. We went to playoffs. We won our division, and then we had to play Fresno to go to win the IL.
Oh,
which is now called the West Coast League. Because of COVID, they call it West Coast League and East Coast. Well, it went all the way to Game 5, and we lost by 2 runs in Fresno, of all places.
No.
And I'm so sick and tired of this place. I'm like, man, it's like we had so many salty bastards on that team that just was just that were in the same shoes as me and you. Never won a ring. Let's do it. Let's party. And it's just like I was hurt. I tore my groin pretty much off my bone, and I was just there for moral support and drink beer and keep the morale up. We went to Game 5 and we lost by 2 runs, and it was just like in Fresno. No, this ain't happening. This ain't happening.
That's crazy. I'm going to
get me out of this city
from the outside here. Richie Z's got a good question. He's a California guy, so he's going to switch it up on it. He asks, who is the best hitting pitcher that you ever played against, since you got to see pitchers hit at AA, AAA, and the pro level?
Ooh, good question. I saw a lot of them. You remember Jonathan Broxton for the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Who was converted to being a closer or set up, big country boy?
Yeah.
No one could get him out. Once he hit in AA, that guy just raked.
That's awesome.
Jonathan Broxton for the Dodgers. Yep. No one could get him. I couldn't get him out. I was a reliever at the time.
Yeah.
If I'm a reliever facing their starter, that's bad news.
Right. Yeah. Dude, that guy was a lumberjack. He was a straight up tree trunk.
Dude, that guy had legs. I mean,
Yeah, he
And
was
he
one of
threw
those guys
96,
that if
97.
you didn't know, he was larger than life.
He was a country boy. Big country boy on the mound.
Yeah. Here's another one. Pretty close, same question, but different. Top Shelf Dustin. Were there any pitchers who'd trash talk you over it?
Yeah, you know this, Chris. We trash talked each other. Honestly, I think the catchers would tell the pitchers what was coming, just because we would always have bets on shit. Because I never got a hit in my career. I don't know about you, but I have never got a hit in my career, and I got like 41 at bats. I have never got a hit in my career, and I've had. Good for you. You the man.
1-1. Off the wall in center.
Nice.
Lumbering
Damn,
double.
that's a little poke.
Yeah, lumbering
But
double.
I'll never forget. It was my 5th at bat in Double-A, and Brian Esposito was catching, and he would tell me every pitch was coming, and I still couldn't hit the son of a bitch. Done.
Nice.
Done.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I didn't get to hit much in the minors at all, if any. Just I got that one at bat. Every year we would have
poked it.
home run derby contests and stuff like that. I was lucky enough. I won that 2 years in a row.
Nice, dude.
Fun.
Here's some pop.
I could hit. Like coming out of high school, dude, I got recruited more for hitting than I did pitching. I could hit. I threw hard. I was left-handed. I threw in the 90s. That was my forte there. But I was more known for hitting. I hit really well. I played first base really well. Played right field well. I got to college. They recruited me both ways at Evansville. I'll never forget it. Had 2 at bats when we do the inter squads that first week of the season and stuff when they're getting to know the open tryouts. I was 2 for 2. I had a home run. I had a line drive down the left field line for an easy double. And then when it was my turn to pitch, I came up to pitch. And this is when coaches, for some reason, still like to put the screen right behind home plate and stand there for those inter squad games. And our basketball coach from the University of Evansville was there. It was Jim Cruz. I'll never forget this. I slipped on the mound on my first pitch, airmailed that son of a bitch. It went right over the screen. And he was as tall as the screen, but his hair had that little fluff, that 90s fluff.
Oh, yeah.
And it went right through his hair. And I remember him yelling, "What the fuck?" And I remember one of my teammates sitting there putting the gun up, and the guy went, "Well, shit, 96, I could have died today."
Oh, I love them stories.
And
them old school stories, man.
What? That outing, I played against 3 of our guys who went on to get drafted that year, and I struck all 3 guys out, first 3 guys I faced. That was the end of me hitting. I came off the mound. I was all excited, and they're like, "Yeah, you're a pitcher now." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I came here to pitch and hit." They're like, "No, you're a pitcher now."
Yeah, you're a pitcher.
What? They're like, "Yeah, you're just a pitcher." I was pissed off.
What a great
Everybody
story.
else was excited. They're like, "Dude, this guy throws hard. This is great." And I'm just sitting there going, "I'm a pitcher." Shit.
That's a great story, by the way.
Yeah. It was one of the funner ones. And then a couple weeks later, I got to it was at the end of fall ball after the big league seasons were over and stuff. And one of the guys I got to throw to had come back. That was an alumni. And it was my first real lesson in how to throw a bullpen and what's expected. The catcher at that time had a 14-year career by the time he was said and done with his career, but he was in the minors at the time. But it was Sal Fasano, who was the bench coach for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Braves.
Yeah.
So Mr. Fu Manchu himself, great charity out there if you ever look up Sal Fasano's charity. I'm throwing a bullpen to him. You know, he's just out there. He's got shin guards on, nothing else. Everything's going good. He's digging it. And I fucking buried a fastball like a foot short. It was the first time in my life I ever had a ball come back at my ankles as fast or faster than I threw it in. And I did not expect it. And I went to get it and feet went out. I smacked my face in the ground. I got up. You're young. You're stupid. I'm like, what the? He's like, you don't ever bury a fucking fastball. Yes, sir.
Real number one.
Yeah. Yeah. You learn in a hurry.
And you'll never forget that. You will never forget that.
He's like, you're throwing to a big league catcher. You do not bury a fastball in a bullpen when it doesn't mean anything. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he wasn't a little dude at the time. You know, you're talking 6'3", 245, you know, big old handlebar mustache poking me in the chest. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to piss you off, man. Yeah. That was an absolute amazing time, man. So
hey,
I learned that one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So best big league city.
Oh gosh, dang. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna be biased.
All right.
St. Louis is one of the best ballpark to visit. I would say city, Seattle.
Okay.
I like Seattle.
There's nothing wrong with that. When's the last time
I love Seattle. Well, it's been 2013.
You might not say that anymore, but I'm with you.
Well,
I'm with you. It was a great place.
Exactly. It was past tense.
Yeah. It's a little
I know
rough
what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
I know what you're saying now.
A little rough. Yeah. But
I like San Francisco. You know, I liked a lot of them. Toronto was cool. You know, Toronto was cool.
Bourbon says you hate the sun. With the cities you've been saying that you like, he's like, oh, he hates the sun.
Oh yeah. Well, when you play for Oakland and you're a country boy and all you see is the what do they call the ocean haze or the morning fog.
Yeah.
You don't see the sun till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You don't.
True. And if you're in
Bourbon. Exactly. That's a good point.
3 o'clock rain out. 4 o'clock dry bone dry field. Game on.
Oh, for sure.
Every freaking day, man. Every freaking day. All right. So, what was the worst big league city?
Oh man, Arizona.
Really?
You know it was hot. It was. You know, I'm not a fan of New York. It was too much going on in New York. You know, we're going to West Coast to East Coast, but it just I didn't like New York and didn't like Arizona. Arizona had nice team hotel, but the city was just blah. You know, I know you say New York, you say blah, but New York was just too much. There's too much going on in New York, man.
Yeah.
Too much media, too many fans, you couldn't do. I felt sorry for the high-profile players. They couldn't do anything. You know, like Beltre and Darvish. Those guys, when I was with they couldn't do anything. No,
you can't go anywhere without somebody asking what's going on or taking photos and knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
In any given minute. You know, I had friends that played with the Yankees, and I know wives that were there that would get followed around everywhere they went.
Yep.
You know, would change.
I couldn't imagine.
Would change cars at places with friends, so they didn't get followed. So, yeah, media can be crazy, man. So, what is one of your craziest moments or craziest stories that happened when you played in the minors?
In the minors.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it to the fun stuff. I mean, we'll get to the big league stories, but we know the best stories happen in the minors when guys are broke and crazy shit's happening. I know I got you a couple of pours in, so
there is so many, man, there's so many stories. You know, a lot of, like I told my dad, there is so many stories, I don't even know where to be, like, literally to begin. I mean, let's see. I can give you one in the minor leagues. Well, this is my second year in AAA. I was in Albuquerque, and we had a crazy ass manager, and he was awesome though, Dean Trainer.
Okay.
And we were on the cusp of making the playoffs and not making the playoffs, and I'll never forget this until the day I die. He called a team meeting, and there was maybe 8 games left, and we were 3 games back, and we were playing the team we were 3 games back on. And it was a 4-game series, obviously, and we won the first 2 and lost the third. So we gained a lot of ground.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and called a team meeting, and everyone is sitting there like, no one came out, nothing was said. Everyone's just looking at each other. The clubby brings out the beer, starts passing, just giving it to the players that need it, and we're sitting here looking at our watches. What the hell's going on? Nothing's going on. Well, the pitching coach comes out, and he's just dumbfounded. And someone hollered at him and was like, "Hey, Brownie, what the hell's going on, man?" He goes, "My family's here in town. I'm ready to go." And pitching coach or the hitting coach walks out. And he said about the same thing. All of a sudden, here comes Dean Trainer, butt ass naked, with a roll of newspapers. And I'm not shitting you. This guy flips up the chair, the table in the middle of the clubhouse, unfolds all the newspapers, and he just crouches over and he goes, "This is what you guys played like tonight." And he just leaned there and just goes, "Ah!" He just grunts, squeezes out a fucking turd, and he goes, "That's what you guys played like tonight." Shit. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say a word. And just walked back to his office butt naked, and that was the last. I'm not kidding you. Everyone was actually fired up because the next day he did rally Jaeger shots. He bought 2 great big things of Jaeger, have everybody do a Jaeger shot before the game, and we ended up winning by 8 runs that game. And we didn't make the playoffs by a game. But I tell you, that's one thing I will never forget. Most memorable minor league story.
Dude, that is fantastic. That is.
I hope you don't hear that. I hope you don't hear that, but
that's a great one, man. Ernie, I got you on that. I got you on the list, buddy. So I got a story. It's not that good. It's not that good. We had a series against one of the Blue Jays affiliates, and there was a little bad blood going back and forth with guys getting hit. You know how coaches are. The coaches, shit. Those guys are their own little fraternity, man. They can act like they're pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Whether you played long enough, you know that it's a show. It's an absolute show. It's just to see what you players will do. So they've hit like 2 of our guys. The night before, they hit 4 guys. So I hadn't pitched in 2 days, and I did setup and closing. So it's like the 3rd inning. Our coach is pissed off. One of our key players gets smoked on the first pitch, and he's standing all the way in the back corner of the box, all the way in the back corner. Gets nailed in the middle of the back, like as blatant as can be, and we all knew it was coming. And he had told me early in the days, like, cleats. That's all he said. When we walked out the field, he said cleats. Like, I knew it was.
Oh yeah.
So that son of a bitch gets hit. He comes out. He's yelling and screaming. Him and the other coach are screaming at each other. We've got players standing on the edge of both dugouts yelling at each other. This is all going on. He turns and looks at the bullpen and goes, like, shit. So I start
Your
throwing. They start jawing. They're still jawing. Everybody gets warnings. The freaking next hitter's our number 4 hitter. He's up there. He decides he's going to crowd the plate. He's like, if I'm going to get hit, let's just get it over with. He crowds the plate. He gets drilled. So, boom, their coach, gone. Our coach making fun of him on the steps, saying, you guys are going to get your, all that kind of shit. He calls down to the bullpen. He goes, Are you ready for this? He's like, just come down to the dugout. You only have to throw 1 pitch anyway. You should be warm enough.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm good. I get to the dugout. He's all talking to me. He's like, you realize what you're doing today? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Like, oh, yeah, it's game on, baby.
He goes, it's hotter than fuck. Game doesn't matter. Just fucking drill him good. I'm like, okay. He goes,
hell yeah.
He goes, trust me, I want to hear the stadium just moan. I'm like, all right. Before I get to go in, they freaking go to pick off the guy over at first. Because they know better than hitting people because their last pitcher just got run.
You keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing your 4 roses. I can hear you. Keep
There you
talking.
go. So instead of hitting the next batter, they have the next pitcher pick off and make sure he drills the guy going back to the base. Not once, but twice. And at that point,
Yes.
our coach gets kicked before I even get to come into the game. So they end up getting the next guy out. That pitcher got kicked for that. Everybody got warnings again. I go out there. I'm warming up. I'm just letting everything fly. Just having fun. The umpire, instead of throwing the ball out to me, walks out to me and goes, don't do it. And I just laughed. I said, I'm like, I'm here to pitch, dude. Just go umpire. First pitch, I smoke the guy. And it was one of those ones where it's just a nice loud thud. And everybody in the crowd, oh! I head back to the clubhouse. I come walking in there. I walk in. Nobody's in the clubhouse. Don't see nothing. I'm one of our coaches. I walk back into his office. Him, the other coach, and the assistant coach who had got thrown out after the whole pickoff at first thing are all sitting in his office. They're all drinking beer. And he's like, grab a seat. Time to drink. We got 6 more innings before everybody else is here. So it became a nice little.
Please tell me.
Hanging out with the coaches.
Please tell me. There's a little scuffle or.
That was the next night. The next night we had the good scuffle. Everybody's laughing, saying you were taking a hell of a piss there. You have now joined the
Actually, it was. I was draining some water. Not piss. Actually, you know what? I almost have to take a piss break, but if I'm country boy, if I take a piss, I'm taking a piss.
Oh, you're all good, man.
Is this what you got me?
It is. That is the bottle, the OBSF. Yes, sir. Dude, this is so good. This one is really good.
And this is tier 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, when you asked about that scuffle, long story short, I was closing out the game the next night. Everything had went smooth. I came up and in on a guy who was leaning up over the plate. I mean, it would have been nothing if he wasn't leaning over the plate. He got out of the way. He decided to charge the mound. And you know the good old rule that it's the catcher's job to catch them before they get to you.
Negative.
Yeah.
Not that guy, huh?
Catcher didn't get him. He came out. He threw the elbow guard at me, and then he threw the helmet, and missed. And after he had thrown the helmet in mid-stride running at me, he caught the left. And it was pretty awesome. At that time, the dugouts are running. And I just remember hitting the guy and then seeing his cleats in the air and him on his back. And I was just standing over him. And everybody stopped running. I literally flipped him.
Nice.
It was a pretty fun moment.
Did you get fined? Did you get fined or suspended?
Yeah, I
for that?
did. But my catcher paid my fine.
Nice.
Because in the Pirates organization, if the batter got to the pitcher, the fine was on the catcher because a batter should never get to the pitcher.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun, man. That was fun. So 2 nights in a row.
If
got the night off.
If you never been ejected, fined, or suspended, you didn't live the minor league life. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got
been there, done that.
Ejected and fined a few times for hitting guys, as you know, I was instructed to do. I participated in, I want to say three combined no-hitters. So the full gamut of all the fun
No
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, the full gamut of all the fun stuff. And 2 of the combined no-hitters were actually with my roommate that I had a couple years in a row, who, funny story, we played against each other in high school and didn't realize it until we were like halfway through our first season together playing pro ball.
No shit.
And I had no-hit his team in high school.
That is badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a second. I just realized I can see comments. Who's Lord Schlong?
That's Shane Long. That's one of the good old partners in story time. So you'll find out the fun stuff. And Burben's waiting to ask you his favorite question ever. And Burben, I'm gonna let you ask the question. I'm gonna put it on the screen, brother. I mean, we've already talked about dudes taking dumps in the middle of the clubhouse. We've talked about everything. Burben's going to come on with, hey, I'm no longer the only one on Whiskey Tube to take a live piss.
I knew it was going to sound like a piss.
Live, Ben, you didn't know you were live. Ben might have passed out for came back on.
Actually, who is that? Who is that? Burben?
Burben. And he's from New York, and you just said New York sucks, so.
That was my first. Hey, that was my debut at the old Shea Stadium. God bless the old Shea Stadium.
The old apple.
But I didn't mind New York. I didn't mind New York, but man, once you got away from the field a block or two from either stadium, it was just like, man, just let me be a ball player. But I have to say, old Lord Schlong, I'm in my basement. I don't have a pisser in my basement. I wish I did, but I did have to drain my dehumidifier. That's what it sounded like. And I almost chuckled during his story because it ain't the first time I've been accused of taking a piss in the basement, and I wish I did have a pisser in my basement. But it did sound like, and I'll raise a glass to that. I'm glad it did sound like it.
That's what floor drains are for.
Oh, that's what I need down here, honestly.
Yeah.
Burben,
man, bring it, dude. He's chomping at the bit for your question.
All right, what's he got?
Man, we'll wait for him to bring it. So we talked about the craziest thing that you saw. What's the craziest story from the big leagues?
Oh man, Chris, I would say I read that. I would say I'm not gonna say there's so many. It's almost a blur. I'm gonna say this. When you take a team flight, you can get whatever you want, however you want, You got meals. It's like that's the crazy thing. I mean, if you like vodka, you can get whatever vodka you want. You like bourbon, well, they'll have the regular Maker's Mark, the Larcenies, or if you like beer, they'll have beer on there too, and then they'll have 3 choices of meals on your flights. And it's like, why the hell am I paying clubhouse dues when we're going to fly? It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's mind-boggling to me. By the way, this beats the Russell's pick and the E.H. Taylor small batch I'm having.
Oh, dude, it's a good pick, man. And
I wish I would have said, "Hey, Chris, pick me up 2 of them."
Right? Yeah.
God dang.
Dude, sober
That's
Chris
tier
is still
1.
telling you to ask that question there, Bourbon. I've had 2
All right, what's he got?
buddy. If that does me in, you've seen me a lot worse, brother. Feel free to ask this question. And no, I don't think anybody shakes the dehumidifier.
No, not in here. What's we got here? Sober Chris specifically told me not to ask him.
He's got his standardized questions, and
Okay.
I never know how it's going to go, but I'm telling him to ask. So you talked about the airplane rides, dude. Most messed up shit you saw on a bus ride or on the bus.
Ooh, that's a good one, man. I've seen 3 bongs on a bus ride before. And if you're not sitting in the back of the bus to go take a leak, you're screwed. Because honestly, Chris, you have people sitting on the floor. You have feet sprawled up everywhere. It's like an obstacle course from the middle of the bus to back to the pisser. So if you're not in the back of the bus and you're drinking, you're screwed. You hope you have a couple Gatorade bottles.
Right, dude. I was always on the back of the bus, sitting at the card table. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
Not gonna lie.
Too.
I was always playing cards. I had the
what card game?
Dude, we played everything. We gambled our asses off. The one year I had Tracy Woodson for a coach, who was on the Dodgers World Series team. So he got his background
Tracy
from
Woodson.
Hershiser. So he used to tell me that when Hershiser used to get on the plane and stuff, he used to be the guy that had the briefcase with the little bracelet, because he was the bank on the planes for the Dodgers road trips. So our coach was the bank on the bus, which was fun, and he was also playing, which was very advantageous to him. But yeah, dude, we played all kinds of shit. You name it, we played it, and played it for money. That year we had some long ass rides. So I mean, yeah,
I tell you what, bus rides sucked. But you know what? You're a Midwest guy.
Yeah.
I've taught so many people how to play euchre.
Oh, dude, I grew up doing that in high school. That was high school,
Man.
and I carried on with that. Trust me. College.
If you don't know how to play euchre, it's almost like a drug. It's almost addicting.
It is, especially if you get a good partner and you understand.
If you get a good partner.
Yep. Oh, Lord Slum coming in.
I love card games.
Jam.
Here we go. What's he got?
And he said it's his jam and he'll smoke us. So.
Oh, he likes euchre. All right.
Get your ass back up here to Illinois. I've never played euchre with Ross, but I'm down, man. I'll throw down with Ross against you and one of your choice.
I like that. Good for old Lord Schlong.
Yeah. Yeah, he's ready to
He seems like he fit out in the clubhouse.
Oh, he would. He is the one who introduced me to Randy the Bull, and he was from Indiana himself. So,
oh hell, what part of Indiana?
He's bringing Midwest to us. Hell, Randy the Bull might be his partner. That might be to our disadvantage.
Dang, I don't know. Hey, what part of Indiana is he from?
They were from outside Indianapolis, I do believe, right? So yeah, he just said me and the Bull will F your faces.
Yeah. Yeah, the bull would. I believe that.
You know. If you say that, you know. You know. You know the
Wait a
bull.
second. All right, I know he's going to come back with something. He's
Oh,
got to
here it
be
is.
from the what do we
There
got?
it is.
Lafayette. He's yeah, he's close. He's my neck of the woods, kind of. Yep.
There you go. Hey, we got Big Vic in the house. What's up, Vic?
Cheers, Big League Bourbon. Hey, I'm telling you, this is one of the best things I've ever been a part of. I wish they'd done this when I was in the big leagues.
Oh,
So
dude,
this Twitter
it's a lot of
conversation.
fun, man. I love getting guys on here asking crazy questions, having fun, telling stories, just bringing the clubhouse back, man. That's what it's all about. You know, when you tie it together with bourbon and friends.
Exactly. I used to have a Twitter account, and
There you
I
go.
deleted it after. What we got? He's real close. He's real close to the border.
Yeah, he
Hey,
don't
I'm
want to know
pissed
what
on
us
Illinois too.
Illinois boys did to Indiana back in the day when we were younger.
That's true. That's true. I'll never forget when I was. I'm gonna reminisce when I was in the big leagues with the Rangers. I had one of those sessions where they come and get you and say, "Hey, we're gonna do a Twitter conversation with you." And this is long ago when I had Twitter.
Yeah.
And someone asked me a crazy question. I mean, a crazy question. They asked me, okay, since you've been in Texas, what do you like better? Do you like, it was between Taco Bell and Whataburger and Torchy's Tacos down
Okay.
there. And
Okay.
it's a chain.
I know what that is.
And I answered it. I said, I've been to Taco Bell. I really didn't like it, and I've never been to Torchy's Tacos. Well, whoever's doing this on the Ranger side hashtagged me in that comment, and it wasn't a day later. I'm getting this in my locker, like $100 worth of free tacos at Torchy's Tacos. So I take my wife to Torchy's Tacos at the time, and she falls in love with it. And it's like that's what social media can do at the time.
Oh
It's like
yeah.
you get. What's he say?
So here's the Burbank question. He's caught up.
What's that? What's that mean?
Dude, I'll let you figure out that fun one for yourself. That's a fun Burbank question. That's a little bit
Okay.
session. And I see Donald Rance is here. I'm gonna interrupt the stream. Hey Donald, you were the winner of the 300 subscriber from 2 weeks ago from Whiskey Proof. So you won the rare breed rye that was donated by Whiskey Proof. So if you want to email me your address over at bigleaguebourbon@gmail.com, I will get together with Alex so we can circumvent some Mounties and get things hand delivered to you. So congratulations on that win, Donald. And thanks for stopping by.
Congrats.
Oh,
God, I was gonna say something. I forgot.
you were going to answer. Maybe you were going to answer Ben's question about the Eiffel Tower and.
Oh,
I
okay. Hold on.
I don't know.
What's this one?
Yeah. Sherry's
I
digging
see
the
that.
conversation, man.
I see that.
Yeah.
Well, she likes me on. You know what? I am a football fan, but I'm a Colts fan. You know, ever since Andrew Luck retired, you know, it is what it is. You know, and my father-in-law's a big Bears fan, which I respect. And Bears are doing good things right now. You know, I'm a big football fan. I'm
They're
a
not
huge
quite
football. I
doing
love
them yet, but they're getting there. They're getting there. They're getting there.
Oh, I'll mention on that Eiffel Tower comment, Bourbon. I have been to Korea, and the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life was a DMV. or Z, sorry, it's DMZ,
There you
which
go.
is the North Korea and the South Korean border. That was the craziest thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So slap shots throwing one down. What is your favorite off-field memory from the minor leagues?
Oh man, my favorite is hanging out with the teammates in the hotel, just drinking beer, watching Sports Center at night. Um, the camaraderie, the bullshitting that we did. That is the favorite off-field memory. I think any ball player.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do? There's a Waffle House and a liquor store at most of these hotels we stay at. So, well, you stock up on the booze, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, you walk to Waffle House and just load up on food, and it's all That's the best memories. Chris, you say this every time you have a guest on. I listen to a couple of your guests. That's what it's about.
Oh,
the
dude,
memories.
it is. It is like you know this as well as I do. Any of your teammates you ever had, you know, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 15 years since you've seen them. You know, whether it's ranging back to college, even pro ball, minor league ball, big league ball, big league spring training, anything. Guys you come across, it doesn't matter if you spent a week with them. It doesn't matter if you spend a 3-game series or a whole season.
It doesn't.
If you run into them again, you'll see them, you'll point at them, you'll laugh your ass off, you'll get together and you'll hang out. And it's like time travel. You go right back to that moment. You tell stories about what happened about that time you were all together like it was yesterday. And a couple drinks later, you might get around to talking about what's going on today, where you're at.
You always have that one teammate that remembers every single detail. And you're like, how the hell do you remember all that? How the hell you remember all that? And I'm glad I need to record you. I want every detail of what you just said. I want to remember that to tell my grandkids.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we got another question. I like this guy.
Oh yeah. Trust me. You never know what you're in for with these guys when they ask their questions. You just never know. So for everybody
that is awesome.
We had our first giveaway that was from 2 weeks ago from Whiskey Proof for me getting to 300 subscribers. But I also have one going. It's pinned up over in the chat. If you don't know, I'll post it back here in the comments. I'm going to run this until 11:35, and then we'll pick the 2 winners.
Nice.
$5 per chance. The 2 sample packs. The first sample pack will be one of each Storytime Distillery pick so far. So both of the Driftless picks and both of the Cat's Eye picks. So that's a pretty tasty one, if I do say so myself. The other pack is Hitter Pack. That's Russell's 13. This year's E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, the new Starlight Cigar Blend or Batch, and the 4-Gate Kelvin Collaboration 3. So if you guys want to get on those, it's $5 per shot. You can hit me over at my PayPal or my Venmo. It's running across the bottom of the screen. And we'll run that until 11:35, and then we'll do some randomizers, get those drawings out of the way. So there you go. Boom.
That is damn cheap. $5 a shot.
$5 a shot, man.
Hey, I do have a question for you.
A lot more money than that.
Did you get on that Frey Ranch sample?
I was, and Lord himself took one of those samples home because Joe sent me 2 of them so I could share that with somebody. So I sent him one because he's in South Carolina, so just like us, he doesn't see those unless I order them online. So
I ended up buying 2 bottles on their store.
Yeah,
and me and my dad actually even talked about. It is really good. I would
Have you
love to
got,
try
have
their
you tried
single
the
barrel.
barrel proof yet? Have you tried
No, I have
the
not.
barrel proof?
I don't see it anywhere around here.
They hit in California and in Nevada.
Eric Berger,
Exactly. Those guys see them there. They release them at the distillery, but they really don't hit the public much more than that. So you got to catch somebody that either sees them at their store in California or Nevada, or somebody who hits one up at the distillery when they release them. And if you join that newsletter from them, you'll know when they release them.
nice.
But
I want some of that story time.
dude, you got to get in on it. I'm telling you. I'll talk to you after this and give you the deets on it. But for anybody else, if you don't know, we've got a couple killer ones right now. We've got empty Christmas, which is a 16-year-old MGP light whiskey that was finished in a KBBS barrel, which is originally an Elijah Craig 12-year barrel proof barrel that is then filled with Toppling and Goliath Kentucky Breakfast Brunch Stout brand stout. I say that wrong all the time. Shane's going to correct me, but Kentucky Breakfast brand stout, which is rated on Untappd.com as the number one rated beer.
Wow.
So when you get into that, dude, I sent out an email to all of our subscribers. There's no GTS this year. Dude, I'll put this up. I'll put it up against it. You get the chocolates, you get a little espresso.
You tell me how.
You get such deep flavors in it.
I'll support you.
Yeah, dude. It is amazing. And Shane just said it's brunch brand, not brand brunch stout. I say it wrong all the time. It's KBBS. Okay, hey, Shane, I love you, buddy.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah. And then
I will support you in any way I can.
Yeah. The second one we did in it, we call it Thanksgiving, but it's a NASA Family Reserve. And it's batch 14 of NASA Family Reserve that is finished in a Bettendorf, Iowa craft brewery stout barrel. That is an imperial stout barrel from Adventurous Brewing over there in Bettendorf, Iowa. So this is a one of one as well. Dude, this thing's a hitter all day. I mean, Christmas is Christmas, as we call it. That it's so rich, it's decadent, it's, you know, my wife called it everything I ever wanted in a whiskey and everything a whiskey should be. We had a general manager of a store that tried it, that's been in the business over 20 years, say it was chocolate double caramel brownie batter in a bowl that I just want to keep on going back to. So
I want that.
You know, that's an unsolicited vouch from him. This Nassif is like drinking some organic clove honey with a little hint of lavender. I mean, it's delicate, it's light, it's fantastic. It's on the other end of the spectrum.
Got a tater top.
Dude, they came from the distillery that way. But you know, you
ever tried blue popcorn?
I have. Now, which one are you talking about? There's a couple places that do that. Are you talking about the Whiskey Acres blue popcorn?
Whiskey Acres.
Yeah, that's up by me. That's about 30 minutes from me. So yeah.
Yeah.
They make some good stuff there.
I would love to try your stuff. I only tried Whiskey Acres maybe, I think twice.
Okay.
And I have never got my hands on one, and it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you could, and what you're saying, I would support you anyway. And the way bourbon is down here, I could help you any way, shape or form.
Yeah, we'll get together with that and get it done, man. Like we can help each other find some good stuff along the way. There is no doubt about that.
Any
No
more?
doubt.
Hey, any more questions? Any more questions on there?
Yeah. Ross is ready for some more questions. We got 6 minutes before I wrap up the giveaway. So anybody else that wants to get it, it's $5 a shot at either one of those
Man, that's a
sample
steal.
packs. $5 can't go wrong. If you've ever been in a razzle, you know you pay a lot more. Boom, 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 boom.
I agree.
Oh, geez. Look at Bourbon
I had to
now.
put the 4 roses away.
Dude, if you don't, it goes down quick. I did it too.
I'm going back to this right here.
The Russells, good standby.
I did get my hands on a E.H. Taylor single barrel store pick.
Nice. Those are really good too.
But they're hard to find. That's probably the last one I'll probably ever get to see.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think you might see them.
Have you got your hands on any of the Southern Illinois picks?
No. Mm-mm.
See, those are picked by Kerner's Distributing, which is in Effingham.
Okay.
I don't think I have one around here, but it'll say Southern Illinois on the store pick.
Okay.
You need to get your hands on one of them. Somewhere, somehow, they got to be floating around Illinois somewhere.
Yeah, somebody's got to have them. Otherwise, they'll just hit you up, man. You said you got that Elijah Craig barrel proof coming.
Exactly. Well, doesn't Barreled Up have one coming up?
We do. We do.
Maybe.
That is supposed to be done. We're supposed to pick that. It was supposed to be November, but with that Heaven Hill strike and everything, I don't know how far back that set everything and where we're sitting at with all that. But
well, I tell you what, you and Eric are on my list to text on that. I did get to try their sample of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Yeah.
That's one of the best I've tasted.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff.
And man. I will text you and Eric because I know Eric's all about it.
Yeah. All right. So we got a couple more questions that came in. Dustin's asking a question. We'll get Mr. Great Shots and I'll take care of Dustin's. He asks, what was more fun, the minor leagues or the major leagues?
Ooh, well, that's a tough one. Chris, you could probably answer this one. The paycheck's always funner, but I would have to say, the minor league guys, they're a little more outgoing, a little more, spontaneous. They're a little more got your back. You had a bad night. I'm going to take you out. Major leagues, it is what it is. It's a business. We show up. You had a bad night. I'll tap you on the back. It depends what you like.
Right.
I enjoyed the minor leagues just because we went out as a team. If you had a bad night, the pitching staff went out. If the hitters had a shit night, all the hitters went out, and then the pitchers supported them. That is the difference in minor leagues and major leagues when I played. And Chris, if you want to elaborate on that, I don't know if it's changed or not by now, but that's how I feel.
Dude, I think you're right on with that. It's clicky. The hitters are the hitters. The pitchers are the pitchers. Like when the team has a big victory or a big series and stuff like that, guys will party together and then they'll separate. And within those groups too, I mean, you'll see it happen. Catchers will hang out together. Relief pitchers will hang out together. Starters will hang out together. It gets a little clicky, but I mean, it just is what it is. The one thing you won't see the coaching staff or anybody else hanging out with the players unless it's after winning a playoff series or something like that. But no,
I will interrupt you
on the bus,
and say something.
Drink in the hotels together, but you won't see the players and the coaches out together at a bar. Ain't never gonna happen.
No, not at a bar, unless the team knows they have a good team.
Yes.
Now, the first time I got released, long story short, was in Bowie. When I was with Bowie Bay Sox in Maryland.
Okay.
And they had super prospects on that team. They had Machado. They had, they had 3 starters. I think that pitched in the big leagues. But long story short, I think I pitched maybe 8 games with Bowie.
Okay.
I get called in and get released. First time I ever got released in 10 years. And it is what it is. I drive home. Rangers call me. Say, hey, we need you in Frisco tomorrow. And I said, well, I can't make that happen. I'm driving home. It's 11-hour drive. I'm not going to, I'm just not going to, it's not going to happen. Okay, go home, fly out. So I fly out to Frisco. I was one of the oldest bastards on that team. We had Jerkison Profar was our number 1 prospect. Garcia, that plays for the White Sox. What's his name? Yerman. Help me out. You're up there in Chicago. He plays outfield. He's one of their utility guys. Short guy, plays infield, plays outfield. His last name's Garcia.
I know
he was one of our top prospects.
I'm struggling to get it right, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Well, I'm gonna say long story short for the 3rd time. Steve Buechele was our manager, and he's played in the big leagues for years. We had a young guy for our hitting coach and an older guy for our pitching coach, and I was there for maybe 3 weeks.
Okay.
Well, we go to San Antonio, and when we go to San Antonio, and it's like everything clicks. I'm the only one that goes down to the hotel bar and just starts drinking. Well, bit by bit, hour by hour, every teammate comes down, sees me. The bar fills up by 10:30 at night, and we all gel. By the end of that series, there was a sick-ass outdoor pool at this hotel we were staying at, which is right by SeaWorld. This is the first time in my career, I think it was 11 years, we partied with the coaching staff. I was like, what the hell's going on here? What is going on? I was like, it brought the fun back into it. It brought the young kids played because they loved the game. It wasn't about politics. Right. We had a staff that didn't give a shit. And it made me enjoy baseball again because I was this close to retiring in 2000 and I believe it was 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. But those kids brought it all back, and it was like Steve Buechele goes, "Oh, I don't give a shit." He goes, "As long as we gel as a team, I don't care if our staff parties with you guys." He goes, "I'm here for you guys." He goes, "If you guys go to jail, I'm going to get you guys out of jail. You guys get thrown out, I'm getting thrown out with you." So it was like, holy shit, I've never heard this in my career. I was like, I'm ready to pitch again. And long story short, that was what brought me back to loving the game. I was one of the oldest on the team. It was Jerkison Profar was one of the most talented kids I've ever seen in my life at 20 years old. I think he was 19. And it was like, and there were some good teams. Cody Decker was actually in San Antonio that year.
Okay.
And that team was good. And it was just, oh my gosh, like you said, you never see staff partying with coaches, which is true. But man, it was like, holy cow, this is the first time my eyes opened. I was like, man, maybe the game's changing. Maybe for the good, for the worse, I don't know. But it brought my fun back into the game where I wanted to keep plugging away. But
dude, that's awesome. So that be said, who was the best coach you ever played for?
Oh man, I would say Steve Buechele. He was by far minor league coach. Steve Buechele. He ended up being in the big leagues with the Rangers, but I said big leagues, Ron Washington, hands down. And
Ron,
you know,
this is a good dude.
Ron was all about giving you an opportunity, giving you a chance, fighting for you. He didn't care about the front office. It was you show me what you got, I'm giving you a shot. And that was Ron's motto.
Hell yeah.
And that's why I think he'll do damn good with San Diego.
Dude, they need that, man. They need somebody like that. They need somebody that's going to get in their face and tell them to chill out, and at the same time have their back 100%. You know, I mean, that's like the missing link with that team. It really is.
Oh.
You know, I mean,
okay, their head coach.
I know Tingler has that great background with the Latin players and everything else and development, but sometimes it just takes that bravado of somebody who's been there and somebody who's been at the pinnacle, not only as a player, but also in the dugout and, you know, has that reputation that carries with him where, you know, if you step to him wrong, he's going to put you in your place, but at the same time, he's going to pick you back up, dust you off, and be your biggest cheerleader. You know,
I will tell you a quick story while you like stories.
Hell yeah, dude.
The same year,
tell your story with drawing right after this story.
Same year I was with the Rangers. We were in first place the whole year. You know, playoffs look promising. We go to Toronto, and we go extras. It goes into the 10th. Well, I come in the pitch, and I go 6 2/3 in extra innings, and I get the loss by an unearned run. And it was only the second time in big league history that's ever happened. And Ron Washington, the next day, Mike Maddox is hugging me as I walk off the field, and he's like, I've never hugged a player on the field, on camera. The next day, Ron Washington comes up to me, gives me this big bro hug, and he goes, you got balls of steel. He goes, I never seen a pitcher do what you do. He goes, you wanted to go back out and pitch. You didn't care. He goes, I wish I had 20 of you. And it was just like, right then and there, I thought, Ron's about the players. That's all it comes down to. He's about the players. He'll fight for them. He wants you there. He wants to win. He'll do everything he can. And he asks more for his infielders than anything. He is a defensive guy like no other.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I'm being windy. I'm like a priest on a Sunday morning.
Dude, if you catch some of his videos online that you see on there of him working with players, man, you know, pre-game, getting out there, going through the routines, you know, like there's some great videos of him working with like Ozzy Albies and, you know.
Yeah, those infield drills. Yeah,
just some of the other players and him taking his time before games to do that. And the guys that jump on there to do it, you know.
His slogan, Chris, was, we actually made shirts that year, and we all wore them. It was, do what the game asks you to do. That was his big slogan. Do what the game asks you to do. That's all you got to do.
That's as true as it is, man. Like, if you respect the game and the other players will respect you. If you make it all about the game is going to pass you by.
Yep.
You know,
he was very respected throughout the clubhouse, and I can't say enough about him. You know,
awesome.
You can say what you want. You know, he's African American. He's been in the game a long time. He is one of the best managers I have ever came across that didn't care about your race, about where you came from. If you gave it all you got, he loved you, and he fought for you. And that's one thing I took from him. Hell
yeah. And I mean, you know, it is after hours, so you can also say Ron does love strippers, hookers, and cocaine.
Hey, he is known for that. He is known for that.
Yes,
he is. You used to see some of his vehicles. That he got accused for it. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh yeah, dude. We keep it real, you know. I mean, there's no holds punch here. You know, like for everyone that's in here, me and you know this stuff. We know what goes on. For everybody else that comes here, this is their opportunity when we peel the curtains back and tell them what happens behind the curtains and behind the scenes that they never get to hear about. You know, because there's a lot of stuff that gets, you know, hidden or swept away.
There is. Yep.
Or that you just don't know or don't get to see, And this is the opportunity for all of us to just share. We get to sit and talk stories and talk shop, and it lets everybody see what's going on and what it's like. And, that's what makes this fun. It's what makes it special to me,
And man, you know what? You're doing a great thing, and I'll support you in anything I can do. And, before when you asked me, while I was working, I was like, man, I better check out YouTube and see how these other interviews went. I don't want to, but there were some, I don't know who it was, and we can call him out if that's the way it is.
Oh,
and
you
if
can
he's
do
watching
whatever you
it,
want, man. I'm all down.
and I can't remember his name, but he was outside, and all I heard was a cricket in the background, just peep, peep, peep. I was like, I said, I can't listen to this no more.
Dude, Sean Tracy.
I can't listen to this. Sean Tracy. Yep. I said, I can't listen to this. I can't listen to it. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, all right, I ain't gonna do it outside.
Yeah. He was in the dark. The cricket was chirping. Yeah, dude. That was special. That was special. All right, everybody. I'll give everybody 1 minute to wrap up your entries. I've got the list. Anyone wants to sneak one in? That's for these 2 different giveaway sample packs. We're gonna do it here in 1 minute while I take in load this up.
You lucky bastards.
Yeah. So
Have you ever played winter ball, Chris?
No, I did not do that.
I didn't either.
That was one thing I did not do.
I'm with you on that.
I had offers to go do it. I didn't. I don't know. I heard a lot of good stories and I heard a lot of bad stories.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. But it's like Burger. I hope Burger's watching this whole thing at some point.
Yeah.
At some point, you lefties, I give them this shit about this all the time. You lefties, I don't know if I can trust you or love you. Does that make sense?
Dude, you gotta do both because we're just awesome.
I love my lefties because
you just got to realize we got your back no matter what.
Hey, you guys bailed me out so many times, it's not even funny. I told Burger that too. I was like, I don't know if I love you or hate you.
That's so awesome, man. It's the truth. It's the truth. We loved all you guys no matter what. All right, everybody, I'm going to close this down.
Drum roll.
These drawings. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So, as far as the drawings go, I've got the randomizer here once again.
I'm going for Slong Dong.
Yeah. I'm just going to take and hit these twice for the first one. We'll keep it simple here. Oh, Big Vic, that cricket almost made me unsubscribe. No way, dude. You were not unsubscribing. You were never leaving.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
You're never leaving. So let's do this screen share again. Get this up here so everybody can see it. Top Shelf Dustin doesn't need your sub. He's at 304. I've gained one tonight, guys. I've gained one, man. We are moving on up in the world. Watch out.
I love it.
All right. So we got him up here. I'm going to hit this twice. So first time doesn't count. This is going to be for the story time pack.
Come on.
4 different samples of our picks. So mind you, this time doesn't count.
Here we go.
Here it is for the win. Dun, dun, dun. Story time
go.
pack goes to Ernie Brubaker. Ernie Brubaker. Up at Big League Bourbon at Gmail. You have won the story time sample pack, sir. All right.
Nice.
Next,
next
we're going to go back to that hitter pack, man. We can go back to the hitter pack.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't go wrong there.
I wish I could get on that hitter pack.
Dude, might be able to work something out for you. Don't worry. All right, so I'm going to do this twice. This is on that hitter pack, man. So here we go. Time number 1. Boom. Okay, here we go. One more time.
Big Vic
is the winner. Ding. Oh, are you kidding me? Ernie just took.
Can't read it. But what?
Ernie
Dang,
coming
dude.
through, man. Ernie with the multiple entries and crushed it.
That a boy.
Ernie, man. What is up? You got it going on tonight. Absolutely.
Man. Go buy a ticket tonight, kid. Wow.
Yeah. Ernie with the double play tonight.
That is awesome. Congrats, Ernie.
Dang. Ernie Brubaker taking it home. Congrats to you, fine sir. Hit me up at bigleaguebourbon@gmail.com. You got lots of samples coming, buddy. Man.
Wow.
I've never seen that. Ernie just took it home there. Congrats.
As we say in the clubhouse, you lucky bastard.
No kidding.
Damn.
Go, dude. Man.
Good for him.
I don't get that lucky on drawings. Shit.
And that's a randomize.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
That randomized. That was hit 4 times and he nailed it both times. That is insane.
What's it? Go buy you a ticket, man.
Yeah.
Go buy you a ticket tonight.
That is awesome.
Damn.
Way to go, Ernie.
I'm happy for him.
So if you had to give a piece of advice to anybody out there, whether they're parents or players, that you picked up along the way that would help them along their way, what would it be?
Man, I think I say that after every question, man. You know what? I would say I'm going old school, Chris. I'm gonna say keep your ass off electronics and work your ass off to be better than the next person next to you, but push him. I think honestly, I really think kids nowadays get pampered and they think they can just come home and play video games. And I'll say this too, and I hope my son watches this in the near future when he's searching YouTube videos. Stay off video games, and if you really want something, work your ass off at it. Me and Chris are true testaments to working your ass off and getting to where we've been and experiencing. And not just us, there's hundreds of us, if not thousands of us. Work your ass off and it will come true. Don't let anybody say you can't, because it's not true. Work your ass off and prove them wrong. Yeah. That's what I can say.
Yeah, just because practice is 60 minutes doesn't mean it only takes 60 minutes to get better or achieve your goals, man. You've got to
exactly.
There's that old adage, maybe it's a new one, whatever it is. Well, it doesn't matter what you do when everybody's looking. What are you doing when nobody's looking? How hard and how much work are you putting in when nobody else is looking, seeing what you're doing?
You said it better than I could have. And that's my advice.
Yeah. Dustin, I know everybody, you hear a lot of people say it and stuff, but I mean, from me coming from travel ball and watching a lot of that with today's athletes, to me seeing a lot of kids in high school and stuff, until they understood that they had to put in extra work and wanted to do it on their own and not be told to do it, that's when athletes turn the corner. They really. I've always offered my players in summer ball, when we were doing stuff, to come in and we would have open hitting at 6 a.m. And the 6 a.m. wasn't about how much work we were going to get done. It was about them forming a bond together and working together and becoming best friends and knowing how to pick each other up. They would show up on their own. It wasn't required, but you would see who wanted to be there. They built friendships that have lasted a lifetime with a lot of these kids. They would go out to breakfast together. They would do a lot of things together and really gel together in ways that you don't see until you're at the college level or you're at a minor league level. So, it's not so much calling them out and giving that old adage, like you say, but it's getting them to want it and put the time in and realize that, just show up, be present, be part of it, I see way too many kids that think it's a job to show up to practice. It's not.
Exactly.
You want something bad done, you're going to bust your ass to get it.
You said that's a perfect. I remember a story. Everyone knows how Albuquerque's not a pitching league or a pitching stadium. My first year going into Albuquerque, I was coming out of spring training. And like I said, I was one of the youngest. We had guys 33, 34. They were about 8, 9 years older than me. And what they were talking about in spring training, picking each other up, being there for your teammate, being there for your pitcher, being there it's not easy. Just being there for them. That to me, I still remember that to the day I die. We had 2 older guys that were like 34. I wish I remember their name. And they were in Albuquerque previous years, and they said how bad it sucks to pitch there. And they're like, it can go to shit so fast, you have no idea. But he said, if you have teammates there to support you and encourage you and push you, you will get through it. Right. And that's kind of what we're talking about right now. It's like, man, more kids need that from their own teammates. But it's like, I don't know if you can coach that. It's just kind of embedded in them. But man, like you just said, Chris, it's there. It's hard to describe. You have to have it. You want to see people succeed. But long story short, I don't want to hold you up. Man, you got teammates that want to bring you down. They don't give a shit about you. But the good teammates, the good friends, they'll go to a bar with you. They'll buy you a couple beers. Yeah, we had a shitty outing.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. Whatever you need. And those are the true friends, teammates that you will cherish for the rest of your life, even in high school.
Hell yeah. I agree with that. And Dustin, man, Tim Duncan's an anomaly. Everybody can play video games, but if you're putting more hours into your craft or your profession than you are the video games, you have a better chance of being successful. If you're putting more hours a day into your craft or your profession, you're playing video games 12 hours a day and you're working on your craft or your hopeful profession an hour a day, you're not going to be successful. You're going to be a damn good video game player, dude. And you can make a lot of money playing video games this day. I'm not knocking that. You look at some of the professional leagues and that, the sponsorships out there, the Twitch channels. I'm all for it. You just have to decide where you want to put your focus. So
where you want to be,
in the video game world, dude, go for it. I support you 100%. I watch those channels. Dude, look at what Ninja makes a year, man. That guy's closing in on making 9 figures a year playing video games. More power to him, There's also guys
those drones,
down, 9 figures on that, It is what it is. You have to decide what you want to do. So
I agree. 110%.
Yeah. Agree with you 100%. The balance, 100%.
Yep. Yeah. I agree.
For you. Yeah. So I'm going to throw this link in there. I'm not going to keep Ross all night. If Ross wants to stay with us after we close the stream down, because we're at 2.5 hours here, the link.
Dude, I'm good.
Cool. Well, I'm going to close down the live. So I'm going to wait like 5 minutes here since it's midnight. We've been rolling for 2.5 hours. We will stay on the backside so it's not broadcasting to YouTube and everywhere else. You can shoot the shit, have a little after hours, have some pours. We'll get everybody in the room together. So Ross will actually be like 5 or 10 people back in the room. We'll all be on screen together shooting the shit.
Hey, you guys just got to let me take a leak.
Oh, you're allowed, man.
Let me go take a leak.
Humidifier. It's all good, man. You're all good. You can do that, get that done. But for anybody that wants to, man, I just posted the link down in the chat. You can copy that over, pop on in. We're all for it. Like I said, I'm going to close this down in 5 minutes. So anybody that wants to, come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm still game.
Yeah. Ross is going to stay on the backside. You want to ask him some crazy questions, that'll be the place to ask him.
Tomorrow's Friday. Even though I got to work, we're gamers.
That's right, man. I got to work tomorrow too, so I'm right there with you.
I may pull out some good bottles after I go take a leak. And I didn't know, that's funny. These guys thought I was taking a leak. That's so clubhouse.
We
shit.
know you were taking a leak, man. You ain't got to hide it. Ain't nobody gonna hold it.
Dude, if I had a pisser down here, I would show you. I do not have a pisser in my basement.
Dude, I don't have one either. I've got a drain.
God, I don't even have I do have a sump pump, but I'm not even going in there. But
I hear you, man.
My wife was talking to me in my basement at one point last year, and she thought I was taking a piss. But literally, I've got to drain that damn dehumidifier. If it don't, it sounds like I'm taking a piss. It does. I really do got to piss, but I'm ready for after hours.
Hey, Bourbon,
Let's go.
I do not have the Bourbon Battalion bucket. Don't have the bucket. All right, guys, 4 more minutes. The link is in the chat. We got a couple people popping in back here already.
Nice. This ain't no Cody Decker.
Oh, my God. Bourbon's just – he loves giving you a good ribbon here. He says, wait, I got it. He was pissing in the dehumidifier.
Dude, it may need it because it needs cleaned out. My piss may sterilize it.
Hell yeah. Dude, that's too funny. I love it.
You sure that guy's not a baseball player?
Bourbon? Oh, you'll see him on the back side of this. Bourbon will give you.
You sure he's not like Ben Sheets?
Bourbon is a fantastic ball buster.
Long story short, I'm gonna tell you another story about a Ben.
All right.
Ben Sheets. When I was with the Oakland A's.
Yes, sir. You bring
that guy was a crazy son of a bitch. And I'm not kidding you. That guy was hillbilly. It was the funniest thing was, all right, Chris, you've seen reporters come into the clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was the funniest thing. We were at home in Oakland, and there was I don't know if I should be saying this, but there was a female reporter, and he couldn't stand her being in there because he has 2 daughters of his own. And he goes, why are you always by my locker? You're always by my locker when I'm butt naked coming out of the shower. And he just pretty much called her out. And she had no idea what to say. Well, he just kind of flips off his towel, bends over, and goes, oh, my hammies are tight. So he starts stretching them out right in front of her. The funniest thing I've ever seen, she just grabs a towel off the table and just goes, whoosh, and just slaps him on the ass with it. And Sheets has no idea what to say or what to do. He's like,
I love it.
He's looking around the clubhouse like, did anybody else see that?
Say that? Anybody see that?
Anybody see that? And it was the funny thing. It shut him up real quick. Big Ben Sheets gets put in his place by a female reporter. But, Bourbon. It's been a good time. I'm
Hell
enjoying
yeah.
this.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight and supporting the channel, enjoying the 300 subscriber stream. If you want to jump into the backside of things, the link is in the chat. Come on in. We're going to be here for a while. I'm going to end the live broadcast. I just want to say thanks for Ross for taking the time to chat with all of us. I'm sure he'll be back on in a later stream here. We've had a great time. I want to thank you all for your support, and we'll see you next Thursday. All right, guys.
Nice.
Have a good one.